On today's episode of the Fumblerooski podcast, more NFL draft preview with a week and a half remaining till the NFL draft. Today, we're going to be talking about pass rushers. All that and more. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Welcome to the Fumblerooski podcast by Power 88 Dean Radio and Secret Weapon Consulting. We got Tuck, we got CJ, we got myself, Chris, ready to go for you today. How's you guys' weekend? Was it good? Solid weekend?
It was a solid weekend. Yeah. It was decent.
Yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah, nice. That's good. That's good. I'd have to say the same thing. Anyway, honestly, I'm not even going to ask it because you guys definitely don't watch golf. So, anyways,
no.
I know Rory McIlroy won. So
McIlroy. I was really mad that Rory won. I really wanted Justin Rose to win.
Saw a meme about it where it was Josh Allen with a golf club and it said when it's time for Justin Rose to win the Masters.
No, it's honestly, it's like at this point, like Justin Rose is now the next guy in like a long line of like guys that have been in the game for a long time that have been right on the cusp of winning it all and just cannot get it done. He's lost like 2 or 3 times in a playoff hole in the Masters, including last year. And he had the lead in the Masters going into the back 9 on Sunday and sold it.
Yeah.
Gross.
But hey, Rory went back to back. The first person to do it since Tiger.
Yeah.
Let's hope he doesn't inherit Tiger's driving skills, though.
Are you talking about on the field or off the field?
Oh, I'm talking off.
I saw a clip, a TikTok. It was the Saddam Hussein terrorist meme over Rory McIlroy highlights, and it was what motherfuckers are hearing when they're watching Rory McIlroy win the Masters for a second straight year.
Where's McIlroy from again?
Northern Ireland.
Ah.
Yeah. I think he like low key is like I could be incredibly off base, but even like though he's from Northern Ireland, he's like, yeah, technically I'm from the United Kingdom though.
No.
That whole yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
He's not an Irishman. No, I'm kidding. That's just me being mad. That's me being mad.
There's always next year.
Yeah. There's always next year. All right. Well, this is a story that's kind of been ongoing. Obviously, this, of course, broke last week, but on Friday night, it was put out that Russini was going to be put on leave. Her duties have been relieved for the time being. And there was another photo that was released of both Mike Vrabel and Diana Russini at a bar in Indianapolis during the NFL Combine. Well, the reaction from all this is kind of what you would expect, to be honest. And I guess now I'm going to turn into serious society mode here for a moment because let's be real, when you have a situation like this, everything is going to be more heavily directed toward Diana Russini for this example, right? Because she is a woman in sport, right? Like women in sport get criticized or looked down on a lot harder, a lot more than men, of course, because it's a primarily male-dominated field in terms of just sports in general. Look at us. Us 3 guys, right, are doing a podcast about football. So this is no big surprise to me that this weighs heavily on Russini more than it does Vrabel. But at the same time, Mike Vrabel is also a head coach. Steiner Russini is a reporter. Two very different jobs where Russini literally has to be unbiased in her reporting. And, we talked about this on Friday's episode as well, in terms of, Russini being at the forefront of the AJ Brown stuff, this and that. Of course, the Patriots have been front runners for AJ Brown for the last, what feels like the last year. So, of course, everything's going to be hampered more on Russini in this case. Now, at this rate, do I think anything's going to happen to Vrabel? No, I don't think anything's going to happen to Vrabel at this rate. And to be honest, even with everything going on, I don't think Robert Kraft is going to want to throw his team into a mess of things after he finally found stability after 5 years? We'll call it 5 years of bullshit. The end of Belichick, 1 year of Mayo, and finally there's stability with Vrabel.
Yep.
I feel like he's not going to just throw it away over some cheating. We'll call it allegation for now.
Yeah.
Because not all of the facts are really presented on the table outside of the pictures. So, yeah. Oh, emergency vehicle. Sue's in trouble.
It's not me.
That's
what's going on, dude.
That's me. I have no idea what's going on out there. Hopefully everyone's okay.
Good. I hope so too.
Yeah.
Anyways, thoughts on this recent news?
And can a man just get a drink at a bar in peace without being harassed?
Oh, jeez.
This is unbelievable. This man is clearly not having the best of time. He clearly wanted to have a drink to relax, and then all of a sudden, he's probably trying to have a conversation with a friend. Then this happens. Oh man, this is just a bad look. He's probably thinking nothing of it. He's probably just trying to get a drink and then move on. And then Diana shows up, and they're just probably just having a conversation. But now with everything going on, it looks bad. It looks worse. Man, I still don't think it's too much to be like. I don't want to estimate that there's something going on there. I still want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's not doing anything wrong. But you got one more, buddy. You got one miscellaneous photo coming out that puts you in a very bad position. I can't keep defending you like this. Oh man. First they were at a hotel. Now they're at a bar. What's next? The beach? What? This is bad. I understand that they can be friends, and I understand that he might have told her some things, but I hope this isn't cheating. I hope this isn't a fair type situation. Hopefully they're just friends, and this is just one big misunderstanding. But these pictures, they're not making them out to look good right now, and it's not making Diana look any better.
No, not at all. I'll go on to a different topic after I want to let CJ give his take, but I got some more, I guess, spin zones to throw out there as well.
You know what? I have a take that nobody's gonna like, but just shut up because it's true.
Mhm.
At this point, where we are right now, whether or not they actually cheated is unfortunately irrelevant. Because it's all about the court of public opinion. And if the public has decided that you've done something, even if you haven't, because innocent until proven guilty and all, but then you're just kind of cooked. And that's where it is right now. Russini's reputation, even if she gets clear, there's always going to be that, that lingering question. And that's just going to follow around for the rest of her career. That sucks, but that's how it is. Same thing with Vrabel. You know, even if it turns out nothing happened, you really think his wife's going to look at him the same? Very unlikely. And at this point, if you're in New England, even if you think it was going to happen, I got some news for you. You can kiss that A.J. Brown trade goodbye. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Granted, I didn't think it was ever going to happen, but now it went from probably not going to happen to, in my eyes, to definitely not going to happen. Or any trade, like I know New England was allegedly sniffing around Max Crosby. Well, that's the odds of that happening are now less than zero, if you know what I mean.
I don't mean to jump in, CJ.
Yes, I know what you're gonna say. Oh, but the Eagles traded for Dontavian Wicks. Like,
no,
okay,
no,
man.
That's not where I was gonna go. It's not where I was gonna go.
Okay,
do you think that the recent situation that just happened with Max Crosby, with him getting sent to Baltimore and then getting sent back to Vegas, do you think that kind of, and everything that's gone on since then, and Crosby's like, hey, let's do it, like, we're back in Vegas, let's go to work, and they're like, now it's a better team, like, I feel like Vegas isn't going to be as keen on trading Max Crosby at this rate.
Probably not, but it's all about hypotheticals at this point.
All right, fair enough.
But what I am saying is, at this point, like, I'm sorry. I think as a fan, you can probably kiss the A.J. Brown trade goodbye. Any other trade they may or may not have swung, it's going to be iffy because you've lost so much credibility. With your coach allegedly having an affair with a reporter, that makes you, especially one of like the big ones like Diana Russini, that makes you so untrustworthy. Other teams will not want to tell you anything because they're going to be afraid you're going to be running your mouth in the media. And that's going to put your front office and GM in a really awful bind, which will impact your ability to get players. Hell, players' agents may tell those players, oh, don't sign there. His coach, can't keep his mouth shut or it allegedly in his pants. And honest to God, this, if it really spirals out, might just slam New England's Super Bowl window shut. Because already you had to worry about the dreaded Super Bowl hangover. Now with this nonsense, it's just funny. Vrabel always preached, avoid the locker room distractions. That's what he did. Like, we can't do that. And I appreciate that sentiment. But now you are the locker room distraction. And that's going to be such a problem for team morale, a team that's already, like I said, going to be battling Super Bowl hangover, a team that already, at least the odds makers, don't have them recapturing the AFC East. I don't know. This is almost, I don't want to say a throwaway year, but it kind of is. You're going to lose out another year of Christian Gonzalez and Drake May on their rookie deals. And this is just I can't stress enough. This is awful. This is like one of the worst case scenarios that you didn't even think was a worst case scenario until it happens. And for Vrabel, do I think he'll get fired? No. But I think you are very stupid if you're going to look at me and say the odds are 0. I don't think the odds are 0. Probably like 5 to 10, but that's it. That's like at highest. I just think the odds are a little more real than people think. Especially if it costs them the A.J. Brown trade, then you can't have that constant distraction hanging around. And let's just entertain a doomsday scenario. Vrabel gets canned over this. If that's the case, then I'm sorry. Trade Gonzalez, trade May, you trade everyone. You tear it down and you rebuild, because you can't do this to Drake May. You can't do this to Gonzalez. Like, you can't have a foundation there, then screw it up, and then try to build on top of it. That's just not going to lead anywhere. I don't want that to happen, but,
I could
winning
see
is the most important thing.
I could see most of that happening if he's fired. They're not going to trade Drake May away. That's just not going to happen.
No, that's what I really do not think Drake May will. I could see Gonzo or Milton or any of these other guys get traded away, but there's you don't trade your franchise quarterback away. You don't.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, you're not going to win with him if Vrabel gets fired. You're just not.
Probably depends on who you're able to get out of it, but
at this point, it's too late. You're not going to get anyone.
And obviously,
another rookie deal.
Yeah. Anyways, to the spin zone I wanted to refer to. Just like someone has to be out for like Russini or Vrabel's head because like these pictures are way too like not professional, but the way that these pictures are shot, like there's a private investigator involved. This isn't like Vrabel and Diane Russini are at the same hotel as me. Snap a pic. No, some motherfucker is hiding in the bushes of this place and taking pictures. Like, it's either Rossini's husband or Jets fan or an Eagles fan. Like, this isn't just by some coincidence. Like, something's got to be going on.
Oh, and this picture was taken during the combine. Damn, I was thinking this is after like the Super Bowl and he's really going through it.
No, that was the combine.
Just be better, Mike. Make sure you have another coach with you if you want to go out for a drink. This is insane.
Now, CJ does make a good point of in terms of if this could potentially like sour the AJ Brown deal, right?
Yeah.
Now, with everything considered, you taking into consideration everything that's happened in Philly, everything that's happened within the last week, do you still think that like, I feel like the Eagles would still do it. Like they would still trade AJ Brown, regardless of everything that's happened with Russini, and Vrabel. Because like at the end of the day, Eagles are still going to be worried about their own shit. Like they're still worried about their own shit, and their own shit is AJ Brown. They don't want AJ Brown to be an Eagle for another year. They want it. They want him off the books at this point. Regardless if that means trading him to the Patriots and Mike Vrabel with everything that's gone on the last week. Like even with all that, I think that there's still going to be like we have to worry about what's with ourselves, and like don't see anyone else trying to make a run at AJ Brown outside of obviously the Rams, but now they're not. Now they're out of the AJ Brown sweepstakes. You're not going to cut him.
Nah, I think they'll at least to the draft. I think any potential of a trade happening is now down in the dumps. So I think at least until the draft, no trade will happen. So let's see what happens during the draft. They could ask for the first round.
There's no trade that's going to happen until June 1st, anyways.
Not even during the draft?
No. Well, I'm more just saying an AJ Brown trade in general because all the reports have said they're waiting till June 1st to make AJ Brown not an Eagle.
Yeah, they could say a lot of things, but the possibility could change.
Yeah, and then the Eagles have to eat up more money. That's why June 1st is such an important date because they don't eat up as much money.
I still don't think they should get rid of AJ Brown. I think they should just outright keep him. But if they really think he's that much of a headache, just wait until June 1st and then trade. That makes no sense to me.
I mean,
because now you're just destroying the offense and being over reliant on Saquon or Devontae Smith, and it's like, no.
Or Dontavian Wicks.
Anyway, as I was saying,
I know you like that one, CJ. I know you like that one.
Over reliant on Devontae Smith or Saquon Barkley. I'm just going to ignore what you just said to me. If they trade AJ Brown and Devontae and Wicks becomes the second coming of an all-pro receiver, I'm going to.
That's our segue into our next topic. Packers trade Dontavian Wicks to the Eagles. Packers receive a 5th-round pick in this year's draft and a 6th-rounder for next year. With that being said, according to Adam Schefter, Eagles are signing Wicks to a 1-year, $12.5 million extension. And that was announced on Saturday or finalized on Saturday. Wicks heading into his final year of his rookie contract, now under contract with Philly through 2027. So he'll be a free agent in 28. Now, I don't really think this is much of a is it? I don't think this is much of a response to everything with AJ Brown, unless
better
like
not
you
be.
really think that Devonta Smith is going to be a high end wide receiver one, which he definitely could be, and the possibility that they also think that Dontavian Wicks is a high end two
Mhm.
or a good two. But I mean, we're also talking about Howie Roseman here. He's got some bullshit up his sleeve.
Not this much bullshit. Are you telling me he'll look AJ Brown in the face and say, "You know the trade we just made? We don't need you anymore, buddy.
That's what.
We don't need you anymore." Straight to his face and not crack a smile.
Hey
Like,
LeBron. Hey
you
LeBron.
see what he does?
Hey LeBron. We're all set. We got Ben Simmons.
We're good.
Insane reference, by the way.
We're good. Oh man, AJ Brown would lose it. And first laugh and then lose it, as if to say Dontavian Wicks can make up even half of the production he does. That is insane to me. I think that they just needed more depth because they lost the wide receiver 3, and they're going to add Dontavian Wicks to make up for that, not to replace AJ Brown.
Also, the move makes sense for the Packers because they have one of the most crowded receiver rooms in the entire league.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You lost Romeo Doubs to free agency. You traded away Wicks, so now you've got your core of Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, and Matthew Golden.
Yep.
Do you really want Christian Watson though, due to injury reasons? Like,
I don't know. Well, he's still on the roster, so that's a question for the Packers now, isn't it?
yeah, but I'm saying out of all the receivers, I thought he'd be first to go because not only of the talent, but because the injury problems that he's had. So I was shocked that he wasn't the one to go. But he's a quality receiver, and hopefully he can stay healthy. But damn, those injuries come at the worst possible times.
Yeah, I feel like that the Packers wouldn't get the right deal or the deal that they would want for Christian Watson because of those injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably just better off just holding on to it for now. Any other storylines that we want to touch on in terms of this trade?
Not really, no.
Hey, Devontae Smith, we're good now. We don't need you. We have Dontavian Wicks.
We all set, man. We all set. One last thing about the Vrabel Russini thing, real quick, before we move on to draft stuff. I actually didn't realize this, but this is actually the last year of Russini's contract with the Athletic.
Oh boy,
it ends this summer.
Ooh.
Currently, the among the highest paid reporters at the New York Times Company.
Yeah, I don't think she's being brought back. Just the feeling.
We don't know.
See how it plays.
This could be just a giant big misunderstanding.
I really
hope for their sake it is.
I hope so, because I'm not sure they can afford to lose her because of how good she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into our NFL draft coverage. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Excuse me. All right. Let's get into draft coverage. Pass rushers today. So we're going to be covering edge rushers, defensive tackles, defensive ends. And anything else I'm missing?
No, just pass rushers, tackles, ends, edge rushers, all the good stuff.
Good. All right. Sounds good. I like it. All right, let's pull up the trusty PFF real quick. Just gotta. All right. We'll start with.
All right.
What do we want to start with?
I am starting with the DTs.
All right, DTs. Let's do that.
Now,
I
DT is one of those positions where there's really no. Well, actually, it's more so front seven. By the way, now that I think about it,
all right. So your
it's
top
like 'cause
five.
we're also going to cover some linebackers as well, but that's we'll get there at the end.
Well, let's
So
go interior defenders. So top five according to PFF right now: Ohio State, Caden McDonald; Florida, Caleb Banks; Clemson, Peter Woods; Georgia, Christian Miller; and Texas Tech, Lee Hunter.
yeah,
According to PFF.
This might be one of those times where PFF and I are just gonna have to disagree.
On which part?
The rankings.
You don't think
My number one is actually Clemson's Peter Woods. My number two is Cade McDonald from Ohio State. My number three is Lee Hunter from Texas Tech. My four is Caleb Banks from Florida. And my number five is Christian Miller from Georgia.
Honestly, probably not the craziest thing in the world, considering that you look at McDonald to Hunter, it's like just based off of PFF rank, it's like a separation of 10 spots.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with my number one, which is Peter Woods. Peter Woods, go now. Look, if here's a fun little exercise you childrens can do at home. You can look at early mock drafts, like you know how they do like NFL week 1 way too early mock draft, like that nonsense. Look at that and then compare it to now. Peter Woods was a slam dunk top 10, potentially top 5 pick. And now some people don't even have him going in the first round because Clemson as a whole just underperformed, and it's hurting a lot of their players like him, TJ Parker, Blake Miller, Antonio Williams. The list goes on. Cade Klubnik especially, but he was always iffy. But Peter Woods, he's slightly undersized for a DT. He's 6'2", 298, which isn't like really the end of the world. He's got a really explosive first step. He's got insane body control. He's, the hand striking, I think, is borderline perfect. He has like a full like bag of pass rush moves. He's got, his swipe move. He's got the bull rush. He can get by you in a number of ways, and he's scheme versatile. He could be your nose tackle. He could be your 5 tech. He could even play end if you wanted him to. And he's just an athlete all the way through and through. Despite, he's got a 490-pound max bench press. He has a 700-pound squat, and he runs a sub 4.940, being like around like 300 pounds. So do with that what you will. The only real like issue that I have is his bag is deep, right? But he's more of a jack of all trades, master of none. He can swipe. He can he can get a good bull rush. But after that initial like burst, right? If he gets beaten off the burst, then he has the tools, but he doesn't have the depth, if that makes sense. And sometimes he tries to go for the highlight play. He gets aggressive. He goes for the big time tackle for loss or the big sack instead of, actually securing the tackle and making the play. That's just gap discipline, and that is a concern. But overall, I still think Peter Woods is number one. So moving on to number 2 is Caden McDonald, and he's not a sexy pick at defensive tackle, not by a long shot. He's also mildly undersized. He's also 6'2", but he's in the 90th percentile for weight at 326 pounds. He's your nose tackle. That's Caden McDonald. That's the only way I can describe it. He is a bona fide nose tackle. He just erases the ground game. He meets his runners in the backfield, and he just pushes centers backwards. And look, I'm going to be real with you guys, all right? We all know this, so I'm just going to say it. You can't teach strength. I mean, you can work out, you can hit the gym, but that natural strength is something you cannot teach, and it's what he has. He has another solid first step, and just the anchor is ridiculous. Centers trying to move him, they end up going backwards. Not to mention, he always shows up when you need him most, especially when you need that goal line or 4th and 1 stop. The only issue is it's not that he's mostly used as a nose tackle, it's that I don't know if he can be much else. His entire pass rush is just a bull rush, and when it doesn't work, it's kind of iffy. And also, I feel like he's just more comfortable being a run stuffer because his motor is inconsistent on passing downs. You know, if he gets stuffed like on a passing down, you will literally see him take a play off instead of fighting through the whistle. Once again, this is all per NFL Draft Buzz, and I do think they're right. And just for fun, I'm going to go with my number 3, which is Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech. He's your prototypical run stuffer, huge dude, 6'4", almost 320. He's a bit slower than you'd like. He runs a 5'2", 40, only a 100-inch broad jump, which I believe puts him in the 18th percentile of defensive tackles. 21.5-inch vertical, which I believe puts him in the bottom 1% of defensive tackles. And also he gets fatigued way too easily. And he generates some pocket push as a bull rusher. He's a good run stuffer, but he has an athletic ceiling. Also, if my memory serves me right, I do believe he's 23 and will turn 24 this season. So he's a little older than what you want as well. And other than that, there are some other good defensive tackle prospects you could pick up later. Guys like Dominique Orange out of Iowa State, Gerald Jackson Jr. out of Florida State, DeMonte Capehart out of Clemson, Zane Durant from Penn State, Xavier Harris from Ole Miss as well are just others that come to my head. You guys can feel free to say something. That's my little spiel on defensive tackles.
You know me, I'm not the biggest draft guy, so I was going to leave the floor for Tuck at the very least.
No problem. Is it just like clearly Peter Woods is head and shoulders above everyone else, or do you think that it's only like a little bit better?
At this point, I would say it's a little bit better, you know?
So
that's
do you think it
really, it was head and shoulders, but he had a really disappointing season. And I'll be the first to tell you he let a lot of people down, but I'm wondering if it was him or was it just Clemson itself, because Clemson underperformed across the board.
Yeah. So
I mean, Dabo Swinney actually might have to go, but nobody's ready for that conversation.
Yeah, that has been an ongoing conversation, especially through this year. I mean, fuck, man, like people were mad at Dabo for his comments on the radio, like in September. And he was like, what didn't he call? Wasn't that he called Clemson fans spoiled? But what was it? He said something on the radio. It was like, what? Like, dude, you built this culture. You're supposed to maintain that culture.
Yeah,
you're not maintaining a winning culture in like basically since COVID.
Yeah, it's been a moment since they've first off competed in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, because he's allergic to the transfer portal, unless of course he's losing players.
Yeah,
but let's keep this train rolling, shall we?
Yes,
now we go to the edge rushers, and I don't care what anyone says. My number 1 edge rusher continues to be Ruben Bain. I know he's undersized. He's 6'2". Huh?
PFF would agree with you.
I'll be damned. Nice. I know he's 6'2", 263, arm length in the 7th percentile for defensive ends. Does run 4.7 240. That's cool. But the problem is, look, I know it's arm length. Ever since the whole Will Campbell thing, every prospect, it's like, oh my God, look, arms. And then, they clutch their pearls, they have a heart attack, and we just keep moving on with our day. But what I like about Ruben Bain is just his play style. If I had to sum up in one word, it's violent. The first step quickness often leaves offensive tackles just grabbing at air. His initial hand strikes just land with force. He can convert his power to speed and vice versa naturally. His pass rush angles are second to none. He has an extremely high IQ. Not to mention, he steps up when the moments are brightest. I mean, I don't need to tell you how he was against Texas A&M, right? They were going into, what's it called, Kyle Field, and you know what happened? 3 sacks. Yeah, came in and upset them. So, but yeah, I know the with the arm length that's going to concern, but if he were more of a speed rusher, I would say that's iffy, but he's not. Power rushers can get away with that. Speed guys cannot. In case you were wondering, though, I do have a top 10 for edge rushers. Ruben Bain's my number 1. My number 2 is Texas Tech's David Bailey. Yeah. And then after those two, because I think those two are head and shoulders above everyone else. After that, honest to God,
a drop.
I think you could arrange them any way like you want. My number 3, and I'm still iffy on it, is TJ Parker from Clemson. Then I would have Akeem Mesidor, also from Miami. 5, Keldrick Falk from Auburn. 6, Cassius Howell out of Texas A&M. 7, Zion Young from Missouri. 8, Malachi Lawrence from UCF. 9, R. Mason Thomas from Oklahoma. And 10, Derek Moore from Michigan. I can hear you disagreeing, Tuck. Air your grievances.
I'm a big Akeem Mesidor fan. I can't put him that high just strictly because of age.
And injuries. Don't forget that. But
yeah,
Mesidor, he's going to be 25 this season, but you can't deny the production. He is
he's solid.
Pure pass rusher. He just has a nose for the ball, and he always gets to the quarterback. He probably has the deepest pass rush bag in this class. He is the pass rusher's pass rusher. The problem is, the medical history and the age. I truly believe he would be on the conversation for the best edge rusher in the class, if not running away with the best, if not for his age. This is just more so ability for me. But I do want to go on to my number 2, which is Texas Tech's David Bailey.
Yeah.
Right into God, this man was built in a lab. He's 6'4", 251, runs a 4.5 40, a 79-inch wingspan, and a 129-inch broad jump, along with arm length in the 78th percentile and hand size in the 79th percentile. Just, he's a freak athlete. He has a 405 bench, 550 squat. Just, he's a speed rusher, but he can convert his speed to power. He plays with momentum, and he's a disruptor. The only issue that I have, really, is that whenever he gets caught at the line, right? Whenever his momentum gets stopped, he doesn't really get it back. And a lot of that has to do with frame concerns, because I feel like he's bulked up as much as he's going to get. He's kind of maxed out around 250. So that in the NFL, that could become a problem. And sometimes he's another one. And I know I've said this about a few guys, especially last episode, but I'm noticing this more and more. He's another in a long line of college players that are stat chasers. He wants to make the highlight play. He wants to stuff the stat sheet, and that leads to vacated gaps.
Mm-hmm. I could see that. Yeah.
And I'll give a quick mention to Keldrick Falk out of Auburn and TJ Parker out of Clemson. They're both very hit or miss guys, depending on your system. I both think they're going to be incredibly scheme dependent as well. Falk is a beast in run defense. His pass rush bag's a little iffy. Parker had the potential to be the number one pass rusher in this draft, and kind of like his other Clemson counterpart in Peter Woods, he just kind of didn't. Also, apparently he's a little slower than what you'd want, but his timing is usually pretty good at pass rushing, so I can leave that be. The only other one that I want to mention is Texas A&M's Cassius Howell. This is another case where the arm length scares people. He's in the 4th percentile for edge rushers. And the reason I'm more concerned with him and not Ruben Bain is his play style. Ruben Bain has balance, but he's more of a power rusher. He's a big guy. He's a bigger guy, at least weight wise, and he can play bully ball. Howell does not. He's one of the lighter, craftier speed rusher types. And that's something that I don't know if you can get away with at the next level. But we'll see. I've been wrong before. And on top of that, there are some other guys that I think are worth just looking at. Romello Height out of Texas Tech, LT Overton out of Alabama, Gabe Jackus out of Illinois, Dan Dennis Sutton out of Penn State, Kieron Crawford out of Auburn, Mikhail Kamara out of Indiana, and Tyreek Sapp out of Florida, I think could be good mid to late round picks as well.
Not bad. Not bad. Overall, we all know Ruben Bain's like top, and then David Bailey is right behind him. But not bad.
Yeah.
This is a decent D-line class in pass.
It really is. Yeah, this is like one of the strengths outside of – this is like a good trench class, especially with offensive tackle, defensive tackle, pass rush.
Yeah.
And now, kids, we get to the real stuff here. Linebackers. Off-ball fellows, the real flying around, stuff in the stat sheet with tackles type of guys,
We're doing it this week?
Oh, yeah. No, this is front 7 week, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got to address the elephant in the room. The number one tackle, according to most, linebacker, according to most, myself included, is Ohio State's Arvell Reese. Once again, just freak athlete. Another dude made in a lab, 6'4", 240, sub 4.5 40, 10-yard split at 158. He's what you want. He's got sideline to sideline speed. He's an elite run defender who could diagnose plays at the drop of a hat. He's a superb tackler, and I think he had like 6.5 sacks last season. So he has a pass rush bag as well. And he produces against top competition as well. But the name of the game, the name here is upside. When you're drafting him, you are not getting a polished prospect. You are getting a pure lottery ticket. Picture somebody like, I'm not saying they're the same, but kind of like, remember Trayvon Walker out of Georgia? Yeah. I'm noticing a rise similar to that. Another do-it-all guy, freak athlete who's going to need to pick a lane at the next level. The only real thing that I just don't think he does all that well is coverage. He's not a pass cover guy. He's a good, like, sit down in the zone, anchored, like, tackle someone there. But that's pretty much it. He's got a solid pass rush. He's got solid run defense. He's a great tackler. But what's his specialty? What can he do? That's really my big beef here. And moving on, let's talk about the other star from Ohio State, Sonny Styles. Oh, this man. 6'5", almost 245, runs a sub 540, is in the 100th percentiles, meaning he's numero uno for vertical and broad jump, 84th percentile for your 10-yard split, 56th in the 3-cone drill. Just another guy that was essentially just made in a lab. That size speed profile is historic. He's like a faster Arvell Reese. He can keep pace with tight ends in coverage. He lines up in the slot. He's agile. He can get around linemen. He's just too fast for them. He's a reliable tackler, and his background at safety shows a lot, especially when he plays zone. And he's what you want in a linebacker, really. He's your signal caller. You know, he wears the green dot for a reason, and he knows how to run a defense. The only problem here is his run defense is not where you want it to be. It's just not. He's not a get into the backfield guy. He's not a blitz the quarterback and get a sack guy. He only had 1 sack all of last season. His ability to get to the backfield is weird. Also, he bites on play action a lot. That's something he's going to have to work on. But outside of that, I do really like Sonny Styles. And other than that, this is actually a really good linebacker class. Outside of him, you got CJ Allen out of Georgia, Anthony Hill Jr. out of Texas, Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech, Jake Golday from Cincinnati, Deontay Lawson from Alabama, Josiah Trotter from Missouri, Kyle Lewis from Pittsburgh, and Teron York out of Texas A&M are all the rest of my top 10. Also, in the later rounds, look at guys like Jay Sean Barham out of Michigan, Lander Barton from Utah, and Red Murdoch from Buffalo as solid depth pieces as well.
I'm not going to lie to you. I want Jacob Rodriguez. I do want Jacob Rodriguez. If no matter the team, if you get someone like him who's smart and is capable of reading the play as it happens, you should want a guy like that on your team. He's a capable leader. He's a capable linebacker. He's just not as athletic as Sonny Styles or Arvell Reese. But he is more than capable of doing the job. If he's there in the 3rd round and we have the opportunity to take him, I want him.
He could go 2nd, by the way.
Oh, he absolutely could. Whenever he's available, that's I know he's not going to go 1st round, but I know 2nd or 3rd round is where it's most likely to happen. Mm-hmm. If he's there for the Ravens, we should take him. If we're just like pure linebacker, I think Sonny Styles might be the best because Arvell Reese is like a raw prospect, and we don't know what he'll look like as an edge rusher, and we don't know what he'll be asked to be in the NFL yet. Since he looks like he's capable of doing both, I'm not sure what he'll be asked to do. And I'm not going to lie to you. The way it's supposed to pan out, I think the Jets are going to take Arvell Reese. I don't trust the Jets to be able to do something with him yet. I don't trust him. So I think Sonny Styles in his franchise and wherever he goes is going to look much better than Arvell Reese does within like maybe the 1st season. Maybe in the 2nd season it can change, but starting out, I think Sonny Styles might be the better of the two.
I could see that, yeah. It all depends for Reese where he ends up. And if he goes to the Jets or the Cardinals, I'm not going to be super thrilled for him. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll be happy he made the league, but I just don't think those are the best places for him to go.
Yeah, but we'll see.
But that's all.
All right. Anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
Cool. All right. That is our draft preview for pass rushers. Friday we will be doing CJ. What are we doing on Friday?
Wide receivers and running backs.
Bang.
I mean, we covered everything else. We did offensive line, quarterback, DBs, now front 7.
Yeah.
Immaculate
grid time now. All right. So we have a Texan and Cardinal, a Texan and a Dolphin. I've already thought of 2 names right off the bat. Texan, that was a 1st round draft pick. Pick and choose there. A Ram and a Cardinal, a Ram and a Dolphin, a Ram that was a first-round draft pick, a Cardinal that got 50-plus career sacks, a Dolphin that did the same thing, and a first-round draft pick that got 50-plus career sacks. Right off the bat for Texan Cardinal, I'm thinking J.J. Watt. Texan Dolphin, I'm thinking Arian Foster.
We want to
Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller before Arian Foster.
Well, he was kind of a big name though, no?
Over Arian Foster?
Yeah, but he's known. So that would be Texans Dolphins, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Definitely lesser known than.
Well, can we just think about this? So it's Dolphins Texans. Obviously, Tunsil's obvious. Mario Williams is obvious. Lamar Miller. How obvious would Ryan Fitzpatrick be? Because I'm 90% sure he played for the Texans.
No, he did.
Yeah.
That's.
Wait, hold on. Remember that Browns running back, Duke Johnson?
Yes.
Yeah.
He played for the Dolphins?
He did, yes. For like 1 year, I remember.
Did he play a snap?
He did, yes.
All right. Duke Johnson. 0.8%.
Good call. Good
Yeah,
call.
look at this.
Hey, who's the O lineman for the Texans? I know that's not very specific, but there's a specific one that they drafted recently. I can't remember how recent though.
Kenyon Green?
Yes, I thought that was the name, but I didn't want to say.
It is, yeah, Kenyon Green. He'd be a first-round pick for them, yeah.
Do you think anyone would care for that one?
Well, people are just gonna look at Watt, Hopkins, Deshaun Watson, CJ Stroud. Like you would have a bit to go before Kenyon Green, unless you want to get really silly. But Texans were a thing in 2002, so we don't have a lot to.
It'd be David Carr and Mario Williams somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those David Carr, Mario Williams would probably be your top gets right there. JJ Watt would be another one. Same thing with Stroud.
They had this corner, I forget his name, from Wake Forest, who ended up kind of sucking. He was a bust. I forgot his name. Do we want to go
Kevin Johnson?
Huh?
Kevin Johnson?
Yeah.
We can use that.
But he's kind of a bust. All I remember about him is that he went to Wake Forest.
But he had a good combine, and then he became a bust, which was unfortunate.
So do we want to go Kevin Johnson, if that's his name, or Kenyon Green?
I think,
Kevin Johnson.
The would have been 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
0.3.
Shout out Wake Forest, man. That's all I remember is just Wake Forest.
Yeah. All right. So
Rams first round pick though. They ain't had many of those lately.
Yeah, lately. Shit. Well, Marshall Faulk was a first round pick, but not to the Rams.
No, he went to
he was the Colts.
Would they get us on that technicality?
Yeah, I would imagine they would. Also, Marshall Faulk would be really, 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 really obvious.
Yeah.
If it wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
First round draft.
Would you believe me if I told you it'd be really obvious? Because it would be.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just like stating a hypothetical.
I'm trying to think before the Les Snead era.
Eric Dickerson would be obvious. Todd Gurley
Steven
would be
Jackson would be obvious. Sam Bradford. They drafted that dude, Jason Smith, like second overall. I feel like he'd be obvious. Chris Long.
Chris Long may not be.
Might not be that obvious.
Robert Quinn, I think, was a first.
He was.
Was Michael Brockers a first rounder?
Not to my knowledge. He could
Aaron
have been.
Donald was obvious as well. Tavon Austin.
Yes, that's too obvious.
Oh, wait. Who was – they had 2 first-round picks that year. Who was that? Was it Alec Ogletree? Because I know they had 2 first-round picks the Tavon Austin draft. They went with him, and they drafted – I want to say it was Alec Ogletree.
It could be possible.
Should we send it or no?
I'm sending it 8.2%.
Good call.
Because I remember they had two
Oh.
picks. Because we all remember Tavon Austin, greatest college mixtape of all time. All right,
Yeah.
a first round draft pick with 50 sacks, 50 plus. Let's be creative here, gang.
Damn, I would have said I thought Alden Smith, but I was like, no, he did not have 50.
He didn't play long enough, unfortunately.
He's close. He's like in the 40s, but
He had
but
like
I
3
think,
damn good years, and then got busted for weed.
yeah,
he
that
wasn't the
sucks.
same.
He could have been a Hall of Famer had that not happened. That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think because everyone wants to go for the big names. Justin Houston, I feel like could be a choice.
Could we
under our first round pick?
Could we pull the Jack Youngblood card again?
I don't know. Wait a minute. Speaking of the Cardinals, they drafted a dude named Simeon Rice. I think he had a lot of sacks. He was like a top 3 pick from back in the day.
Why not Clay Matthews?
Which one? Well, was he though?
Green Bay Packers Clay Matthews.
Wait, was he a first round pick?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, let's just do that.
0.8%. Golly.
Nice
Clay
touch.
Matthews?
Yeah, because I remember he did play linebacker and not just pass rusher.
Well, 50 sacks is 50 sacks.
Yeah.
All right. 50 sacks for a Dolphin. Ugh. I mean, Cameron Wake is obvious.
That's the
Jason
only one I can think
Taylor's
of.
obvious.
Same. Yeah.
What about would Trace Armstrong be too obvious? He's an early 2000s guy.
I don't even know who the fuck that is, to be honest. So
Trace Armstrong. He played for like 5-6 years with the Dolphins. He was really good.
I'm gonna say that it's not obvious because I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Trace Armstrong, I think is his name, or is it? Yeah, it's Trace Armstrong.
Tuck, you got any disagreements with this?
No, I don't know the name particularly. So if CJ claims 2%. Well, Arizona and 50 plus sacks is obviously Calais Campbell.
Or Chandler Jones.
Or JJ Watt.
No, but he didn't get that many with the Cards, though.
It says career 50 plus sacks.
Okay. Well, we could be fun about it. Like, what about they had a guy, Freddie Joe something. Like, he had a really funny name like that. The Cardinals. Like, this was back in the day.
Now we're getting to points where I don't fucking know. So
just type that in. I don't remember his last name. It was Freddie Joe something.
Nope.
Try IE. Because I know he played for the Cardinals. Yeah, that's him.
0.7%.
Yes.
All right, now we have to do a random
NFL channel.
Well,
now
Odell
the
Beckham.
nonsense. Don't do Odell. Don't do Odell.
Yeah, that's too obvious.
What? So what are we
Is it
doing?
though?
I think it is Rams Dolphins. Little too. I mean, is Ryan Fitzpatrick obvious? Wait a minute, Chris.
He didn't play for the Rams.
Wait, Rams? Yes,
he did. No, he did. Yeah, he did.
Wait, Chris. Fuck. When Danny Amendola was on the Dolphins, was he on the Rams before he went to New England? Because I know New England's going to draft him.
Yes, he was.
Was he there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you for reminding me about that Danny
Patriots legend Danny Amendola, even though he trashes the team now.
Yeah.
Cards, Rams.
I mean, I would trash the team too if I was let go and then they won a third ring without me.
He left. He left.
He could have came back.
Come on now. How much more material can we
back? They could have tossed him a little bit more bread, you know?
No. Chris Hogan That's a real one right there.
All right. Anyways,
So Rams Cards, I think you said. Yeah, I don't know. I guess Sam Bradford, but that's obvious.
did he play for the Cards?
Yeah, wait, did Chris Chandler ever play for the Cardinals? The quarterback, the one that we made, he was called Crystal Chandelier because he was delicate. Did he end up playing for the Cardinals? So I know he played for the Rams for like 10 years. I think he was with the Cardinals before that, but I
Who?
don't know. Chris Chandler, he's a quarterback.
Not sure.
I'm not familiar with the Cardinals' history. I should be better at this, but I'm just not.
Oh, you would be forgiven. Kurt Warner is also very obvious.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
What about? Hey, did Ricky Prohl play for the Cardinals?
Not to my knowledge.
No.
I remember he played for the.
Yeah.
'Cause I know he wasn't with the Rams first. Maybe he's with the Cardinals. Someone better get that.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't think he was a Cardinals guy.
I don't know, Chris.
Damn, our immaculate grid is looking very good right now.
We
Yeah, I was
gotta.
about to say, we could just go with an obvious one just to say fuck it, but
No.
I know we can't.
We can't.
You know what? I feel like Chris Chandler. I'm telling you, because I think before he was with the Rams, he was with the Cardinals. And like I said, he got the name Crystal Chandelier because he was hurt.
All right.
And if it doesn't work out, then I'll take the L. And then this will be my fault.
1%.
I knew he was with the Cardinals before the Rams. I knew it. Because everyone remembers him on the Rams, but that's not where he started.
Cardinals, Texans.
All right. We can go Tyrann Mathieu, JJ Watt. I think Mario Williams too.
Yeah, but I don't know. Okay, Hopkins also is very obvious.
Yeah.
David Johnson, very obvious.
Yeah.
I think Jonathan Joseph.
I don't know how obvious David Johnson would be.
Wait a minute.
He fell off a
I know. Wait, hold up.
Jonathan Joseph.
I believe at some point Brian Hoyer was a Cardinal.
Oh yeah, no, he was.
Yeah, no doubt.
Does he? I know he was a Texan. Would he be obvious? Hoyer the Destroyer?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Because that's Hoyer is like almost in that like Ryan Fitzpatrick conversation. Like dude was on a gazillion teams.
What about Josh McCown? Was he ever a Texan?
I don't think. No, I don't know. He wasn't.
He definitely was a Card, but I don't
what
know.
about oh my God, what's his name? He was
What about Ryan Fitzpatrick?
No. He was a tight end. Fells something.
Oh,
Aaron Fells. Because I know he got a start on the Cardinals, but was he? I'm pretty sure he was on the Texans.
Well, it's a Darren Fells and a Daniel Fells. So
no, Darren.
You sure?
Yeah, because I know Darren Fells was on the Cards.
Ferda win. 0.2%. 7 rarity.
How? Oh my God.
That's a good one, boys.
Yeah. Well, the most obvious ones were a lot of names that we threw out there, to say the least.
Yep.
DeAndre Hopkins, Kurt Warner, JJ Watt, Jason Taylor, Ramsey, Fitzy, Stroud, Goff, Myles Garrett. I'm surprised that Myles Garrett wasn't even a name that was tossed around for the 50 sacks part, but
probably because he just broke the sack record.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Well, good job, fellas.
The hardest one was Rams Cardinals.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, I mean, considering that we pulled Chris Chandler out of our ass.
Well, yeah, the only reason I ever remember him, like I said, is because his name was Chris. The nickname was Crystal Chandelier because he was like he was good, but he was always hurt.
Yeah.
And the fans, I guess, just got tired of it.
Hey, man, that happens sometimes. You just get tired of a guy getting hurt all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially your
Something-
quarterback. That's got to suck.
Oh yeah, it's the worst. That's the worst. All right. Well, that's all the scheduled content that I have for you today. Anything else that's tickling your tummies?
Don't put it like that, but
I did, and you're gonna like it. All right.
No,
I guess, bro.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you for tuning in to another Tuesday episode of the Fumblerooski podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we also have all our episodes available on Spotify, Spreaker, anything that you can stream podcasts. New episode on Friday at 8 a.m. Be sure to follow our Instagram, Fumblerooski_podcast, to keep up the pod and the latest coverage on the NFL. Otherwise, we'll see you on Friday. Over and out.